polite or patriotic. Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Owen-Zak Field in Decorah for the third time in as many nights. We're getting an early start for high school sports here in the summertime as the Decorah Vikings take on the North Fayette Hawks. The Hawks are 10-6. They had a 6-game winning streak snapped last night as they lost to Cascade by an 8-0 margin. Decorah coming into the matchup with an 8-7 record. Decorah coming off a tough loss on Monday night. Did a lot of things well, but couldn't get the victory down at Waverly Showrock as the Go Hawks stayed unbeaten. Colin Nimrod will get the start against the Hawks tonight, and the Hawks will bat this way. Leading off in left field, David Jellings. Batting second in center field, Trevor Hurd. Hitting third at shortstop, Phil Clave. Batting fourth at third base, Sam Dankert. Hitting fifth at first base, Daniel Streeter. Hitting sixth in right field, Nick Baumler. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ben Martin. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter, Derek Fenneman. Fenneman will bat for the pitcher, Seth Ruprecht. And batting ninth at second base is Thomas Hansen. That lineup will face Colin Nimrod. 3-1 on the season with a 2.38 ERA. Opponents hitting 2.08 against him, 17 2/3 innings. 16 hits, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, and 21 strikeouts.
The umpire is assigned working tonight's game.
Jeff Nolte will call the balls and strikes, and Charlie Zahn will work the base pass here tonight. As David Jellings will start from the left-hand side of the plate on an overcast, humid night here in Decorah. Decorah and North Fayette getting together as they usually do on the baseball field. Colin Nimrod kicks and deals, and at 5:33 we get this one going. And the first pitch goes all the way back to the screen. 1 ball, no strikes. Cole Sweska left. Jay Covden center. Brighton Meyer right for Decorah. Dustin Carey and Andy Sinkink on the left side of the infield as Nimrod throws low and outside. Is 2 balls, no strikes. Brady Dolly at second. Chris Hartman getting the start at first tonight for Decorah. Kyle Kane behind the plate and Colin Nimrod on the hill. There's pitch, strike one, inside corner. It's 2 balls, 1 strike on David Jellings. Jellings leading North Fayette in hitting, 400 with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 11 RBI. The pitch grounded ball toward short, fielded there by Andy Sinkink. He'll throw on to Hartman at first base, and there's 1 down here in the first inning. Trevor Hurd is hitting .293 with 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBIs. He'll bat from the right-hand side for North Fayette Valley, the Tiger Hawks. Different color uniforms this year as the 2 school districts in a whole grade sharing agreement now. The pitch inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Of course, Decorah usually played Valley in that tournament on the first Saturday in June. So most of these kids have been to Owen-Zak Field before. This pitch taken low by Hurd. 1 ball, 1 strike. Only 1 senior in this North Fayette starting lineup tonight. So they're a young team that just needs to get better as time goes by. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire Charlie Zahn, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Colin with a good breaking ball in the dirt. That fooled Hurd. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Colin ready in the 1-2 offering. A slow breaking ball swung on and missed, and Hurd down on strikes. And that's the second out here in the first inning. No score. Phil Clave is a .294 hitter with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 16 RBI. The Tiger Hawks in the midst of a busy week. They have 8 games on the schedule this week, including 2 tomorrow night up at Lansing Key as Colin Nimrod starts Clave with a strike, 0-1. Then they will have, I believe, their tournament on Saturday. They'll play 2 more in that situation. 0-1, pitch at the knees, and for a strike, it's 0-2. It's overcast enough that the lights have already been turned on here at Owen-Zak Field. No balls, 2 strikes to count. The 0-2 delivery. Ground ball towards third. Playing the long hop is Carey. He'll fire across the diamond. And that's that for the first inning. So, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It's North Fayette Valley nothing. And Decorah coming to bat. And the Vikings will come to bat this way. Leading off is the pitcher, Colin Nimrod. Batting second in center field, Jake Hovden. Hitting third in left field, Cole Sweska. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Austin Ashbacker. Ashbacker batting for the shortstop, Andy Sinkink. Hitting fifth at third base is Dustin Carey. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Kyle Kane. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Brighton Meyer. Hitting eighth at first base is Chris Hartman. And batting ninth at second base is Brady Dolly. And that lineup will face Seth Ruprecht for North Fayette Valley. Seth has only thrown an inning this year, has given up a hit, and has struck out 1. Ruprecht just a sophomore for North Fayette Valley. And he'll have this defense behind him. David Jellings in left, Trevor Hurd in center, and Nick Baumler in right. Sam Danker at third, Phil Clave at short, Thomas Hansen at second, Daniel Streeter at first, Ben Martin behind the plate, and Seth Ruprecht will be on the hill. This game will be followed by a sophomore baseball game. I know it's usually varsity JV. It'll be a true sophomore game after this one tonight, pending no interruption from Mother Nature. Colin Nimrod has hit safely in all 15 games to this point and has an 18-game hitting streak.
And Martin leading off 44.
Heading back to last year.
Nimrod.
Colin at 367 with 5 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBI. Ruprecht, pretty big kid as Nimrod smacks a single to left, and the hit streak continues. 16 in a row for Colin Nimrod. A leadoff single on the first pitch of the game from Ruprecht. Runner at first and nobody out, and Jake Hovden will be the batter. He's reached base safely in every game this year. He's a .490 hitter with 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 12 RBI. Nimrod 3 for 3 in the stolen base department. Hovden squares to bunt and takes the first offering low from Ruprecht. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Vikes with 3 games this week. They'll head to Charles City on Friday night, and a move to first base will send Nimrod back to the bag. We mentioned Colin's .367 batting average, doing what he should do as a leadoff hitter, a .500 on-base percentage. The pitch taken low, got away briefly from the catcher Ben Martin, but not enough to warrant runner advancement. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Jake Hovden. Good lead at first base by Nimrod, and a move over there from Ruprecht will send him back diving to the bag. Hovden not too bad on the on-base percentage either. .559 on the season. As Jake will square to bunt, take the pitch inside. It's 3 balls, no strikes now. This is the second straight year that the Hawks/Tiger Hawks have played at Decorah. Last year their field was too wet at West Union, so they ended up playing up here 3-0, taken high and tight for ball 4. So the Vikes have gotten their first 2 runners on. Nimrod up to second, Hovden to first, and Cole Sweska will be the batter. Cole has hit safely in 3 straight games and is 8 for his last 9 at the plate. He's up to .409 on the season with a double, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBIs. No score out of the first inning. Cole squares to bunt and takes a curve for a strike. 0-1. Streeter a step in front of the bag at first base. Playing back at third is Decorah. Cole, right-hand hitter, slightly open stance. Cole squares to bunt, does so right in front of the plate. Ruprecht will make the play and will throw to Streeter covering the bag. And that's the third sacrifice of the season for Cole Sweska. Nimrod to third and Hovden to second. And the batter will be Austin Ashbacker, who had the two-run double in the seventh inning that gave Decorah the lead for a short amount of time on Monday night down in Waverly. He's hit in 12 straight games, hitting .388, 7 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 14 RBIs. Curved ball swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Austin might not be 100% himself. He got his wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. Probably good that he's just DHing today. 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed at another curveball, and it snowballs 2 strikes on Austin Ashbacker. Nimrod off of third and Hovden off of second. Ruprecht to the pause and the pitch. Missed on the fastball low and away. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ruprecht comes set in the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball to the left side is picked up there at third. Now dropped by Decorah. He'll throw to first base and it goes late. We'll go E5 for Ashbacker to reach and Nimrod to score. Hovden stayed put at second base with the play in front of him. And it's now a 1-0 lead for Decorah. As Decorah fields that cleanly, Ashbacker is out at first base. The run would have scored anyway. And Dustin Carey will be the batter. 447, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs, 27 RBIs, and slugging percentage of .915 coming into this game. Of people that have played 10 or more games in 3A, that is 10th in the state right now. 1-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the first. The pitch is low outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 27 RBIs is leading Class 3A right now. He had 23 of them last week in an 8-game stretch. 1-1, smack toward short, and it's booted at short by Clave. It goes into shallow center field. Everyone will move up 90 feet. On E6 will put the bases loaded and 1 down here in the first inning. And Kyle Kane will come to the plate. 1-0 Decorah here in the bottom of the first inning. Kane at .226, 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 1 RBI. Kyle broke an 0-for-9 string with a 2-for-3 night down at Waverly on Monday night. And a slow curve taken at the letters for a strike. It's 0-1. North Fayette playing their infield back. They'll trade a run for an out or try to get 2 in this situation. The 0-1 delivery, low and outside, and a stop made by Ben Martin behind the plate. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Third, Hovden. Second, Ashbacker. And at first, Dustin Carey. Ruprecht comes set in the 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul at the plate. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kyle Kane with Brighton Meyer awaiting his turn on deck. One ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery, fastball missing outside from Ruprecht. And it is 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 1-0 Decorah. Ashbacker reached on the error to score Nimrod in the first inning. 2-2 delivery, swinging a foul back. Kyle tried to wait back on the curve, ended up getting a piece of it. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. These are the type of situations Decorah needs to improve on. They've left way too many runners on base, especially in the close games this year. 2-2 swung on and missed at a breaking ball, and that's the second out of the inning. And Ruprecht trying to get out of a pickle here. If he can only give up one here in the bottom of the first inning, he has to consider that a minor bit of success. Bryton Myers at 286 with 2 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. Here's Hubden down the line from third as the ball got away from the catcher Martin, and Hubden will score to make it a 2-0 ball game. Good job as Hubden able to score from third, getting a fist bump from Coach O in the third base box. He got a good lead that time, read it well. The ball didn't get that far away from Ben Martin, but by the time he got to it and gave Ruprecht an underhand toss, Hubden was there for the second run of the inning. 2-0 Decorah, 1-0 to Meyer goes up for 2 balls, no strikes. Also on the play, Ashbacker moved up to third and Dustin Carey down to second. 2-0, swung on, grounded towards third. Backhand stop made on one hop by Danker. He'll throw across the diamond to retire Meyer, and that's that for the first inning. So, Decorah scores 2 on 1 hit. North Fayette commits 2 errors. And there were 2 runners left. We head to the second. It's a 2-0 lead for Decorah. A Hawk error and a Hawk wild pitch lead to 2 runs in the first inning for Decorah. Colin Nimrod set the side down in order. From a pitching and defensive standpoint in the
Top of the second for the varsity game, a 10th grade game is scheduled to follow.
second inning.
Stepping up, Sam Denker.
Middle third of the order for the Tiger Hawks here in the second. Sam Dankers at 396, 4 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs, and 24 RBI. 2-0 Decorah as we start the top of the second. Danker looks at a strike, 0-1. Colin the other night in his start, the victory over at Walk-On, faced 20 batters in that game. 14 saw a first pitch strike. The 0-1 grounded foul towards the third base Decorah dugout. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. So far, Colin has gotten ahead of 3 of the 4 hitters for the Tiger Hawks. No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Colin Nimrod. Colin kicks and deals in the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. A good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Danker. And there's 1 down here in the second inning. 2-0 Decorah. Daniel Streeter is hitting .357 with the double, no triples, no home runs, and 4 RBI.
Number 5 hitter, Daniel Streeter.
Streeter swings the first one, smacks one into left, and a base hit. Bit of a hanging breaking ball on the first pitch of the at-bat, and Streeter becomes the game's first base runner for North Fayette Valley. Runner at first, 1 down. And Nick Baumler steps in for the Tiger Hawks, hitting .294 with no extra base hits and 8 RBIs. Baumler chases a high fastball, swinging and missing. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Baumler, a 2-time state qualifier at the state wrestling tournament for the Tiger Hawks. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch taken up. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to the Tiger Hawk right fielder. Dan Hubden, longtime coach for North Fayette Valley, is approaching a milestone. 1-1 swing and a foul back. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hubden right now is at 598 career wins. Approaching the 600 plateau. 1-2 delivery, lone outside. Nice stop by Keene, moving to his right. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with 5 games, including this one remaining this week, Hubden could get that milestone pretty easily. 2-2 ground ball to the right side. Picked up there by Nimrod. He'll run to the bag and tag it and get the second out of the inning as Streeter moves up to second on the play. Hartman and Nimrod both went after that ball. Callan picked it up looking for a toss. Nobody was there, but he hustled to the bag to beat Baumler and get the out. A one unassisted put out. Runner at second, 2 down, and the batter is Ben Martin. 2-0 Decorah here in the second inning. Martin at 176, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBIs, and he'll look at a strike, 0-1. Each team with a hit, but Decorah with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch goes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Callan with the pause and the 1-1. That hit Martin in the helmet. That was a high and tight fastball, and Martin will move down to first base, showing no ill effect. And it looks like there will be a courtesy runner at first base. I believe it is Austin DeMuth.
Running at first base, Austin DeMuth.
DeMuth, the runner at first base. Streeter stayed put at second. Derek Fenneman is the DH for North Fayette Valley. He's hitting 190 with a double, no triples, no home runs, and 4 RBI. First and second, 2 down here in the first inning of a Decorah lead of 2-0 as Fenneman looks at a strike from Callan. It is no balls and 1 strike. Away from second, Streeter. Away from first is DeMuth for Martin. 0-1 delivery, ground ball towards third. Charging there is Carey. He'll pick it up and fire over to first base to retire Fenneman and the side here in the second inning. So one hit batter, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the second. Decorah leading 2-0. Decorah with the 2-0 lead, starting this one early tonight due to a threatening forecast. The Decorah Vikings softball team is over at New Hampton tonight. They're starting that one early tonight. We'll try to get some updates on that one as the evening progresses. Decorah coming off a nice victory last night down at Turkey Valley. It'll be Hartman, Dolly, and Nimrod in the second inning for Decorah. Hartman getting a shot at first base tonight. This is his second start of the year. He started the second game down at East Waterloo last Wednesday night. Hartman 1 for 4 on the season. His one hit was a 3-run double. Left-hand hitter against the right-handed sophomore Ruprecht as he's first ball swing, grounds one towards third. Danker bobbles, has to hurry, and airmails the throw at first base. Hartman tries to get to second base, picked up there by Martin, throw to second base. That one gets by the second baseman, Hansen, but Clave is backing up, so Hartman at second. With nobody out here in the second inning, Hawks now with 3 errors and an inning plus. And Brady Dolly, who is batting in the number 9 spot in the order tonight, will bat from the right-hand side. He's hitting .294 with 5 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBIs. Dolly tries to bunt at the first one, offers at it, and misses. It is no balls, 1 strike. Streeter, a step in front of the bag at first. Danker will play back at third in that situation. Hartman takes a 2.5 stride lead at second base. Ruprecht comes set in the pitch. Bunted up the third base side. Ruprecht will bobbles again, throws to first base, and Dolly retired at first base with Streeter taking the throw. So Dolly gets his 3rd sacrifice of the season, 1-3. A runner at third with one down here in the second inning, and Colin Nimrod will start the second trip around the batting order in a 2-0 lead for Decorah. Nimrod singled and scored in the first inning. In fact, that is the only run to this point. North Fayette infield up, the corners back up, the middle pitch goes outside, and it gets by Martin, but Hartman stays put at third. 1 ball, no strikes. That ball actually probably got away from Martin more than the run in the first inning that Jake Hubden scored on. But Jake, a little faster than most people. Here's a squeeze play. Nimrod bunts up the third base side. Ruprecht picks it up, throws on to first base. Nimrod beats it out. Hartman scores. It's 3-0 Decorah. Seven RBIs on the season for Colin Nimrod as Hartman scores on the squeeze play. And Jake Hubden will look to keep the fun going here in the second inning. Hubden walked and scored in the first, so he has reached base safely in every game to this point. Nimrod with the lead at first base. And a move to first base will send Colin back diving to the bag. Colin 3 for 3 in the steal department this year. Three, 2-0 for Decorah, 0-1-3 for North Fayette. All 3 Decorah runs have been unearned to this point. Hubden squares to bunt. Looks at a strike. Nimrod takes off. Throw down to second base, and Nimrod is in with the headfirst slide. The throw was high enough that Clave, the shortstop who was covering, had to leap to prevent the ball from going into center field. No balls, 1 strike to count on Jake Hubden, who will bat with a runner in scoring position. And just 1 out here in the inning as the pitch taken high. It's 1-1 now. Ruprecht in for the side from Martin. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch and the pitch swung on, a fly ball into shallow center field. Out the shortstop, Clave in the center fielder Hurd, and it'll land in between them, so Hubden will get a base hit. Nimrod had to wait and see if that ball was going to be caught out in shallow center field.
Left fielder Cole Sweska.
It was not, so it's first and second. 1 in, 1 down here in the second inning. And the batter is Cole Sweska. Cole sacrificed a runner-up in the first. 8 hits in his last 9 official at-bats. And here's a looper towards second. A backpedaling grab made at second by Thomas Hansen. The runners return to their respective bases, and there's 2 down in the second inning. So Sweska pops out. 2 down, Nimrod at second, Hubden at first. And the batter will be Austin Ashpacker, who reached on an error which allowed Colin Nimrod to score in the first inning. 3-0 Decorah, bottom of the second. The pitch to the baby bull hops away from Martin, and each runner will move up 90 feet. One ball, no strikes to count. And now the baby bull will have 2 runners in scoring position. Austin has hit safely in 14 of the 15 games to this point, and as we mentioned in his first at-bat, 12 in a row, and that one hits him. The pitch was high and tight, and Austin plunked. First time he's been hit tonight, but definitely not the first time all season. Austin has been hit 4 times. And now Dan Hovden, the coach for North Fayette, will head out and talk with Ruprecht and his infield and battery. That is the 24th time a Decorah batter has been hit by a pitch this year. That's far and away the Northeast Iowa Conference leader. Decorah also leading the league in bases on balls as well. So if you put together the bases on balls as well as the hit by pitches, the walks and hit by pitches to strikeout ratio this year is better than 2 for 1. Dustin Carey reached on an error in the first inning.
Third baseman Dustin Carey.
He'll bat with the bases loaded and 2 down here in the second inning of a 2-0 Decorah lead. Ruprecht yet to give up an earned run, and it's actually 3-0. I misspoke a second ago. The pause and the pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Nimrod third, Hupton second, and Ashbacker at first. 0-1 delivery, low and outside, and Martin moving to his right to dig that one out of the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike on DC. Class 3A's leader in RBIs with 27. 1-1 delivery, swung on, popped up. Center field, underneath it is Trevor Hurd. He will make the catch to retire the side. So the Vikes leave them loaded in the second inning, but add 1 to their total. On 2 hits, there was 1 North Fayette error and the 3 runners left on base. We head to the top half of the third inning. It is a 3-0 lead for Decorah. Overcast, humid night. Forecast not looking incredibly promising for later on, so they're playing the varsity first. A 10th grade game is scheduled after this one tonight. And it's overcast enough at this point that the lights have already been turned on and are starting to take a little bit of an effect here at Olensack Field. The number 9 hitter in the lineup, Thomas Hansen, will start things for North Fayette Valley here in the third inning. And Colin throws outside to him, 1 ball, no strikes. Hansen only 1 for 17, calculating out to 0.59 on the season to this point. 1-0. That one just missed. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Callan kicks and deals 2-0. Pipes one down Broadway for a strike. It's 2-1. Callan gave up a hit and hit a man in that second inning. But has kept the pitches economical. This is only his 29th as a curveball catches the outside corner to the right hand hitting Hansen, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. We mentioned Dan Hovden in the third base box. Jared Tilleris, longtime assistant in the first base box. 2-2 grounder to the right side. To his left is Dolly. He'll pick it up at second and throw on to first base to retire Hansen. 1 down here in the third inning. David Jellings starts the second trip around the batting order. He grounded out to short and Andy Sinkink in the first. 3-0 Decorah as we play the top half of the third inning. Folks that have been around Decorah a long time will remember Tilleris. Here's a bunt. Collin off the mound to field it. He'll throw to first base to retire Jellings by a step, and there's 2 down here in the third inning. So Jellings tried to put the bunt down, but Collin, who's a pretty darn good defender, makes the play there. So there's 2 down here in the third inning, and Trevor Hurd struck out swinging his first time up, and Collin pipes a strike, 0-1. Jared Tilleris, a 1998 graduate of North Winneshiek, and in 1997 he played on the Decorah football state runner-up team that year. 0-1 delivery, a fastball up for a 1 ball, 1 strike. He's been teaching and coaching down there for quite some time. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. It goes low. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Trevor Hurd. Decorah with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. All 3 runs have been unearned to this point, but they all count on the board. Decorah leading it 3-0, 2-1. Ground ball to the right side is picked up there by Brady Dolly on 2 hops in a roll. He'll throw to first base to retire Hurd, and for the second time in 3 frames, North Fayette Valley goes down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the third. It is a 3-0 lead for Decorah. Bottom of the third inning we go. 3-0 Decorah. And following the rule of Elliott Christian, you preview your next week in the bottom of the third inning. And if you break the rules of Elliott Christian, there's consequences. Tomorrow night, Decorah softball against Crestwood, scheduled for a 7:20 start. Well, we haven't been on schedule all week, but that's Mother Nature's fault, nobody else's. Then Friday night, we'll actually have 2 games. They are going to make up the suspended game softball-wise that was in Charles City on Friday night. So we'll bring that game to you at 6 o'clock, and we'll back that up with the baseball game at 7:20. And Kyle Kane will lead things off in the third inning. Next Monday night, we will be here as Decorah will take on New Hampton. Next Tuesday night, we'll head to Waterloo, Columbus for Decorah and the Sailors. Kyle Kane struck out swinging in the first 0 for 1, and he'll look at a strike on the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike. There's action in the North Fayette bullpen. Derek Fenneman, who is the designated hitter batting for Ruprecht, the pitcher, is going to start to warm up. Pitch low and outside. It is 1 ball, 1 strike on Kyle Kane. Decorah with the 2 spot in the first and a 1 spot in the second. Ruprecht had only thrown 1 inning coming into this game. The pitch swung on and missed as Kyle reaches for the curve and sends it back to the screen. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swenson for Decorah and North Fayette Valley tonight. The Vikings leading by a 3-0 margin. They had a 4-game winning streak snapped at Waverly Shellrock on Monday night, and they're going to try to start another winning streak here as that one hit well and into the left center field gap. On about 4 hops, it reaches the fence as Kyle Kane will get his 4th double of the season to lead things off here in the third. Bryce Pierce will get his courtesy out at second base. We mentioned Kyle broke an 0 for 9 with a 2 for 3 the other night down at Waverly Shellrock.
At the plate, Bretton Meyer.
He got the 1-2 pitch in his wheelhouse, and for the 3rd consecutive inning, Decorah gets their leadoff runner on. Bryton Meyer grounded to third to end the first 0 for 1, 3-0 Decorah. Here in the bottom half of the third inning on the overcast hot night. Here in Decorah as Meyer bunts, and bunts foul. Tried to bunt the curveball outside, and kind of had to reach for that bunt as compared to just letting it hit your bat and putting it down. In all likelihood, it would have been called a ball, so yeah, you want to do the job for your team, but at the same time, you want to avoid bunting balls as Meyer bunts foul once again and snowballs 2 strikes. Meyer, the team leader in sacrifices this year with 6. 3-0 Decorah lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Pierce for Kane out at second base with nobody out. Ruprecht ready, and the pitch swung on, driven towards left field. Underneath it is David Jellings, and he will drop it out in left field. Bryce Pierce will score easily as Meyer will stop at second. A flat-out biff out in left field from Jellings, and it's 4-0 Decorah. He was well under that ball and just flat-out dropped it. 4 errors for North Fayette have led to 4 unearned runs, but they all count on the board.
First baseman Chris
And Chris Hartman, who reached on an error and scored his first time up in the second, will be the batter. So only one RBI tonight for Decorah. That was on the Colin Nimrod squeeze play to score Hartman in the second inning. The pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 2 errors on Danker at third. Another error on the shortstop Clave and another error on Jellings. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Sometimes a ground ball, you can accept those errors. Those things are going to happen. There's really not a heck of a lot of excuses for a dropped fly ball. 1-1. Curveball low and in on Hartman, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Hartman getting the start at first base here against North Fayette Valley tonight. The pitch swung on and missed. Ruprecht threw him an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2. Curveball in the dirt. It hops away from Martin to his left. And moving up to third is Brighton Meyer. So Meyer now at third, a 2-2 count. And the pitch swung on, a ground ball foul. So we'll do it again. A double and a dropped fly ball have led to the 4th Viking run here tonight. And the pitch swung on and a foul ball, so Hartman hanging tough. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Ruprecht ready, and the 2-2 to Hartman. Swung on and a fly ball into right field. Coming in is Nick Baumler. He will make the catch in medium to deep right. Tagging at third is Meyer, and he will score easily on the sacrifice fly for Chris Hartman. First out of the inning, 5th run for Decorah. Vikes lead it by a 5-0 margin. In that situation, you're just looking for a productive out, and Chris gave Decorah 1 there as he gets his 4th RBI of the season. That's only the 2nd RBI of the 5 runs that Decorah has scored to this point, so Decorah has gotten a lot of help from the Tiger Hawk defense. Brady Dolly looks at the first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. Dolly sacrificed a runner up in the 2nd inning. One and 0. Ruprecht with the pause and the pitch inside for 2 balls, no strikes on Dolly. Dolly batting in the number 9 spot in the order tonight for the first time this season. Derek Fenneman continues to warm up in the Tiger Hawk bullpen. 2-0 delivery. It's in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Colin Nimrod waiting his turn on deck. 5-4-0 for Decorah, 0-1-4 for North Fayette Valley. The pause and the pitch missing outside. It's now 3-1 on Dolly. Three-one. Swung on, driven, deep left field. Jellings going back, looking up. That ball is gone. Brady Dolly with a solo home run, and Decorah takes a 6-0 lead. Home run number 1, RBI number 7 for Brady Dolly. And a 3 spot here in the 3rd inning, and that'll draw a visit from Dan Hovden. And it appears that will be it for Seth Ruprecht after 2 1/3. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. Brady Dowley with a solo home run to chase Seth Ruprecht from the game. Ruprecht in 2 1/3 gives up 5 hits, 6 runs, but only one of them was earned. He walks 1 and he strikes out 1. And Derek Fenneman is now the pitcher for North Fayette Valley. Fenneman, a junior right-hander, making his 5th appearance, his 2nd in relief, 2-1, a 3.23 ERA. Opponents hitting .246 against him, 13 innings, 14 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. So Ruprecht done after facing the order twice. Colin Nimrod will start the 3rd trip around the batting order, and you know you're having a good night defense or offensively when your leadoff hitter is batting for the 3rd time in 3 frames. Fenneman continuing his warm-up tosses. He'd been warming up the entire bottom of the 3rd inning. And I'd imagine on a hot, humid night like this, doesn't take a heck of a lot of time to warm up. 6-0 Decorah here in the 3rd inning. Austin Ashbacker reached on an error to allow Colin Nimrod to score. In the 1st inning, Jake Hovden then scored on a wild pitch. In the 2nd inning, a Colin Nimrod suicide squeeze bunt allowed Chris Hartman to score to make it 3-0.
Now batting, Colin Nimrod.
In this inning, Kane doubled. Meyer reached on a drop fly ball to allow Pierce, the courtesy runner for Kane, to score to make it 4-0. A sacrifice fly by Chris Hartman made it 5-0, and a solo home run by Brady Dowley made it 6-0. Nimrod looks at a strike, 0-1. Singled and scored in the 1st, singled in a run on a suicide squeeze in the 2nd. The pitch swung on, driven right center field. Nick Baumler angling over towards the right center field gap, and that's going to be one hop against the fence. Collin will stand at 2nd with double number 6 on the season. So Collin with 3 hits now on the night as the hit parade continues here in the 3rd.
Stepping up, Jake Hovden.
The batter will be Jake Hovden. Still only 1 out, 3 in, and a runner at 2nd. Hovden walked and scored in the 1st and singled in the 2nd inning. That's the 6th hit for Decorah. Hovden bats from the right-hand side, squares to bunt, pulls it back, and looks at a strike, 0-1. So Fenneman greeted rudely by Nimrod on a very well-hit ball out into right center field that just kept carrying. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch, fastball outside edge for a strike, and Jake in the hole now. No balls, 2 strikes. Looking up on quick stats here, I'm pretty confident that's Brady Dowley's 1st career home run. And it is. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch swung on, rolled to the right side and through for a base hit. Colin Nimrod rounding 3rd, coming to the plate. Baumler's throw to the plate is airmailed. As the throw is airmailed, Hovden moves up to 2nd base. It's a 7-0 lead for Decorah. Jake Hovden with RBI number 13 on the season. And he moves up to 2nd as the throw went home. And Cole Sweska will look to keep the fun going. Sweska sacrificed a runner up in the 1st, popped out to 2nd in the 2nd, up again here in the 3rd, as the Vikes lead it by a 7-0 margin. Seven runs on 7 hits. And the pitch, a little high, 1 ball, no strikes. The Vikes have had double-digit hits in the last 5 games that they have played. They're well on their way to that total here tonight. The pause and the 1-0. Hit well towards left center field, but angling over is Trevor Hurd, the center fielder. He will make the catch. Hovden played it halfway and goes back to second. And that's the second out of the inning here in the third. And the batter will be Austin Ashbacker. He reached on an error
Next, Austin
in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the second. Austin playing a day after getting his wisdom teeth removed yesterday. Pitch, a little low, 1 ball, no strikes. Hopefully that won't affect his grades or classes at Iowa State, not having any wisdom anymore. But somehow I think the baby bull will be all right. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The 1-0 delivery, ground ball, left side, picked up there by Danker. He'll fire across the diamond. It's a low throw, scooped out well at first base by Daniel Streeter, and that's that for the third inning.
Pretty quiet.
So the Vikes score 4 on 3 hits, helped out by 1 error and 1 left. We head to the fourth. It is a 7-0 lead for Decorah. Top of the fourth inning. Vikes with a comfortable advantage of 7-0. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 4 runs in the third inning. Highlighted by the Brady Dolly first career home run. Colin Nimrod threw 3, has only given up 1 hit, hit a man, hasn't walked anybody, and has struck out 2. And he's only thrown 35 pitches and faced 2 plus the minimum through 3. Phil Clave will be the batter. He struck him out in the second inning as the pitch goes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Colin had a long rest in between innings. Sometimes that can affect a pitcher, but we'll see how it goes here as the pitch taken low. It is 2 balls, no strikes. Colin's getting it done with the stick as well. 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, a double, and an RBI. Colin looking to get his 4th win on the hill this year as the pitch swung on and foul or hit fair right in front of the plate. Kyle Kane out from behind the plate, picks it up and throws a strike to Chris Hartman at first base for the first out here in the 4th inning. So 1 down
Cleanup hitter
in the 4th for Sam Danker. Danker struck out swinging in the second, 0 for 1. Clave had previously grounded to third. Danker swings and misses at the first offering from Nimrod. It is no balls, 1 strike. 7-0 Decorah. We mentioned Nimrod's offensive numbers. Jake Hovden 2 for 2 with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Dolly with the home run. That's the other offensive highlight. Decorah has played errorless ball behind Colin Nimrod as well. 1-1 swung on, popped up, shallow center field, retreating is Dolly. He'll yield to the shortstop, Andy Sinkink, and Sinkink will make the catch, fielding his second chance cleanly tonight. And there is 2 down here in the inning. Quickly 2 up, 2 down.
Daniel Streeter.
And the man with the only base hit for North Fayette is coming to the plate in the person of Daniel Streeter. He singled to left his first time up, and he swings and foul tips one into the glove of Kyle Kane behind the plate. It is no balls, 1 strike. Nimrod just has been real solid on the hill this year. Pitch swung on, driven deep center field. Retreating is Jake Hovden. That ball is off the Viking and straight away center field. Streeter chugging to second. He will slide with a double. So Streeter, the only man that has figured out Colin Nimrod in this North Fayette lineup, doubling off the center field fence. Speaking of that fence, part of the blue tarpaulin was torn down in the wind storm.
Next, Nick Baumler.
that occurred in the Decorah area early this morning. The outdoor batting cage was collapsed a little bit as well. So it's been a long day down here at the yard fixing stuff. With a lot of players, coaches, and school personnel. Nick Baumler looks at the first pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. Baumler grounded out to Colin Nimrod in the second. 0 for 1. Pitch blown outside. Kyle to his left to stop that one. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. 7-0 Decorah over North Fayette Valley here in the top of the 4th inning. And now Kyle Kane will come out and talk with Colin Nimrod. In fact, Coach Ho is coming out of the third base dugout to talk to Nimrod. We sit here on the 18th of June. In 2 months and 11 days, these two teams will start the football season against one another. From a regular season standpoint, I don't know if Decorah and North Fayette or North Fayette Valley have met in forever. Elliot, back in the 70s, according to Elliot Christian. Two balls, no strikes. Conversation's done. Pitch at the knees and for a strike. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. North Fayette, they might be possibly the top-ranked team in 2A coming into the season. Probably not bad that they're back in 2A as the pitch goes low from Colin. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Knowing the fact that there is that little Regina team that they ran into in the semifinals in 1A. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Runner at second. 4th inning of a 7-0 lead. The pitch swung on and a ground ball off the glove of Nimrod. Staying with it is Dolly, but he'll bobble it, and everyone's going to be safe. Baumler reaches on the E4 by Dolly. Had Dolly picked that up, he would have had plenty of time to make the throw over to first base. But also, if Colin doesn't get a glove on that, it's probably a routine play from Brady Dolly as well. So 1st and 3rd with 2 down. And Ben Martin will be the batter, hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Nimrod comes set, and the pitch swung on and missed. Martin out in front of an off-speed offering from Colin Nimrod. It is no balls and 1 strike. Runners lead from their respective bases, swinging a foul at the plate. And it is no balls, 2 strikes. That one hitting off the mask of Kyle Kane. So no balls, 2 strikes. Streeter, the runner at third. Baumler, the runner at first. The pause by Nimrod, a look around the base pass and the 0-2 line drive. Caught by Colin Nimrod on the hill, and that's that for the 4th inning. 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is a 7-0 lead for Decorah. Bottom of the 4th inning. Decorah has tallies in each of the frames to this point. They lead it by a 7-0 margin. Dustin Carey reached out an error in the 1st inning, flew out to center in the 3rd. Only 2 of the 7 runs have been earned, but they all count on the board as Carey looks at the first one high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. An error and a wild pitch led to the runs in the 1st inning. A suicide squeeze off the bat of Colin Nimrod scored Chris Hartman in the 2nd inning as Carey swings and fouls the pitch back. 1 ball, 1 strike. A dropped fly ball, a sacrifice fly by Hartman, a solo home run by Dolly. And an RBI single by Hovden scored the 4 runs in the 3rd inning. 1-1 on Dustin Carey. He reaches for one and pops one up first base side. In foul ground, the first baseman, Daniel Streeter, will make a stumbling catch. And there's one down here in the 4th inning. Wasn't the prettiest thing you'll ever see, but the end result, all that matters. Kyle Kane struck out swinging in the first, doubled, and his courtesy runner Bryce Pierce scored in the third. 7-0 Decorah here in the fourth inning. The pitch swung on, a drive at a center field. Hurd with a late break will go into medium depth center field to make a two-handed catch. And that's the second out of the inning. So 2 down, and Brighton Meyer will be the batter. Meyer grounded to third in the first, reached on a drop fly ball and scored in the third inning. It also allowed a run to score. The first pitch to Brighton, he swings and fouls the pitch back, no balls and 1 strike.
No longer a mystery, though, to you.
Derek Fenneman is the second pitcher of the night for North Fayette Valley. As the pitch goes low, it is 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Brighton Meyer. You notice Brett LaRue has taken some ground balls in the Decorah bullpen. He perhaps could see an inning at shortstop tonight. Next pitch goes high. It is 1 ball or 2 balls, 1 strike on Brighton Meyer. Two balls, 1 strike on Brighton Meyer. Fenneman kicks and deals, and the pitch low outside for 3 balls, 1 strike with Chris Hartman waiting in the on-deck circle. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third for Decorah. They lead it by a 7-0 margin. 3-1, outside, ball 4. That is only the second walk given up by North Fayette pitching tonight. They've hit a batter as well. And the batter will be Chris Hartman. He reached on an error and scored in the second. And got a sacrifice fly for his 4th RBI of the season in the third inning. 7-7-1 for Decorah, 0-2-4 for North Fayette. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Fenneman has been charged with 1 of the 7 runs. He's given up 2 hits, walked 1, but he has retired 4 of the 7 he has faced. After Ruprecht went 2 1/3. 0-1, swung on a pop-up into right center field. Carries pretty well. Hurd is near the fence out in right center field and will make the catch to retire the side. So, a walk and a man left. We head to the 5th inning. It is Decorah leading by a 7-0 margin. North Fayette Valley gets a goose egg on the board for the first time defensively. And they'll try to get the sticks going against Colin Nimrod. Nimrod has allowed multiple base runners in the second and the fourth. Has retired the side in order.
Top of the 5th for the Tiger Hawks.
In the first and the third, Derek Fenneman, the now pitcher in the game, will lead things off here in the top of the 5th. He swings and grounds 1 towards third, foul. No balls and 1 strike. Collins given up 2 hits. Hasn't walked anybody, has hit 1 and has struck out 2. Decorah has made 1 error behind him. Collin about ready to throw his 53rd pitch. Here's ground ball towards second and Brady Dowley. He picks it up and throws on to first base for the first out here in the 5th inning. Collin has retired the leadoff hitter in every frame to this point. And the batter will be Thomas Hansen. He grounded to second in the third, 0 for 1. Pitch high and outside from Collin, 1 ball, no strikes. Collin and Dustin Carey each with 3 pitching wins for Decorah, leading the squad in said category as that one blooped down the right field line foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle Kane with 1 and Austin Ashbacker with 1 as well. Vikes will be off till Friday night at Charles City. Let's hope the amount of rainfall won't cause a relocation of that game, because that has been pretty easy to do over there in Charles City. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 down here in the 5th. Pitch, fastball outside edge for a strike, and it's 1-2. From what I've been told, they are looking at alternate locations to put their baseball diamond over in Charles City, and it's only right. That community supports baseball pretty well and has for quite some time. Here's a chopper over the head of Nimrod, charging at short is Sinkink. He'll throw on to first base, but not in time. Thomas Hansen gets the 3rd hit, an infield single with 1 out here in the 5th. A runner at first, 1 down, and the batter is David Jellings. A 7-0 lead for Decorah. Jellings grounded to short in the 1st, grounded to the pitcher in the 3rd. Quick move to first base, back to the bag diving is Hansen. Decorah out hitting North Fayette by a 7-0 margin. Tiger Hawks out airing Decorah by a 4-1 margin, and the pitch is out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. The pause and the delivery. That one just a touch low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to count. Jellings trying to get on for the first time tonight. He's a 400 hitter coming in. Here's ground ball to the 3rd base side. Carey's going to go to Dolly for the first out at 2nd base. That's the only out they will get. And with the slow hit ball, that's the only legitimate opportunity they had to get an out. 2 down and a runner at first for Trevor Hurd. 7-0 Decorah here in the top half of the 5th inning. Hurd struck out in the 1st inning and grounded to 2nd in the 3rd. Jellings the runner at first. He's 10 for 10 in the steal department. The pitch goes high. 1 ball, no strikes. I doubt they try any running game. Down 7 runs with only 7 outs to play with, but you never know. 1-0 delivery, half swing, ground ball right back to Nimrod. He fields and throws to first base, and it's a high throw, and reaching first base will be Hurd. Collin fielded that. It was able to knock it down, ran towards first base, and instead of giving an easy underhand toss to Hartman, he gave him a high fastball. The leap caused Hartman to go off the bag, and that's the 2nd error of the night for Decorah. And Phil Clave will be the batter, grounded to 3rd in the 1st, grounded to the catcher in the 4th inning, and a check swing for a strike, 0-1. 1st and 2nd, 2 down here in the 5th inning. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got an update from the softball diamond over at New Hampton. Decorah leading that one by a 3-2 margin in the bottom half of the 4th inning, trying to take 2 of 3 from New Hampton. Hard to believe softball already starting the 2nd trip around the batting order. 1-1. Taken low. It is 2 balls, 1 strike now. Decorah leading North Fayette Valley by a 7-0 margin. They've scored in every inning except the 4th. Collin ready, and the 2-1. There's a strike. It's 2-2. Pitch number 68 coming up right here for Collin Nimrod. And the Deuce's wild offering. Here's a ground ball towards 3rd. Carey will try to tag the bag, and he failed to do so. And now the bases will be loaded with 2 outs here in the 3rd as Clave will reach on the fielder's choice. Probably won't be an error there, but definitely a mental mistake that time. By the time Carey fielded that ball, the runner, Jellings, was pretty much right behind him, and Jellings, I would guess, has a touch better speed than Carey. And the wise decision would have been to go to first base, but his teammates have to be vocally helping him out there as well, as Danker swings and misses at the first one. No balls, one strike. Danker struck out swinging in the second inning and popped to short in the fourth. 7-0 Decorah as we play the top half of the fifth inning. 0-1, swinging a foul at the plate, and it's 0-2. Nimrod working out of the windup with the bases loaded and 2 down. 0-2 delivery, swinging a foul away. It is no balls, 2 strikes yet on Sam Danker. Oh, 2. Change up fouled, third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Normally you would say the defense isn't helping out Cowan, but Cowan committed one of the errors in this frame. The ball's 2 strikes with 2 down, and the 0-2 delivery, ground ball to the right side, picked up there by Dolly. He'll throw on to first base, and that's that for the fifth inning. 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left. Stretch time at Decorah at 7-0. 9-1-2 due for Decorah here in the fifth. A 7-0 lead. Brady Dolly with a sacrifice in the second, and his first career varsity home run in the third over the left field fence. That was off of starter Seth Ruprecht. As the first pitch blown outside, 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Here's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Brady Dolly now 2 for 3. 8th hit for Decorah here in the fifth inning, and 3 of those hits belong to the guy coming to the plate right now. That's Colin Nimrod. Nimrod, a single and a run scored in the first. Suicide squeeze, RBI single in the second, doubled and scored in the third. A lead at first base by Dolly, and the pitch is blown outside, and that one goes through the wickets of Martin. It'll be a passed ball, and it's 1 ball, no strikes on Colin Nimrod. Decorah trying to get back on the winning track after having their 4-game winning streak snapped on Monday night. But they have won 6 of their last 8. Here's a bunt by Nimrod, fielded by the pitcher Fenneman. He'll throw on to first base and Streeter covering. Sacrifice is good by a 1-3 scoring terminology play. So a runner at third and 1 down. Jake Hovden has walked and scored in the first, singled in the second, and singled to not get a run in the third. Up again here in the fifth. 7-0. Decorah with the advantage. Dolly at third. And 1 down. Hawks playing the infield back. First pitch goes high to Jake. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Jake has reached base safely in every game this year and has hit safely in all but 1. There's a blooper towards the middle of the infield, and a running grab is made at shortstop by Phil Clave, halfway between the mound and second base for the second out of the inning. So 2 down with a runner at third, and Cole Sweska will be the batter. 7-0 Decorah here in the fifth. Sweska sacrificing the first, popped to second in the second, and flew out to center in the third. Decorah leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch to Cole outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. Curve outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1. Decorah out hitting North Fayette's 8-3. Only 2 of the 7 runs they have scored have been earned tonight as Sweska fouls it away right side out of play. Hawks have been pretty generous defensively with 4 errors. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. The pause and the 1-2. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sweska. Seth Ruprecht was the starting pitcher for North Fayette. 2 1/3, 5 hits, 6 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and a strikeout. And Derek Fenneman has pitched now to his 12th batter. The pitch swinging a pop-up foul down the right field line, and that one is going to land out of play. I'm just glad Corey Smock wasn't afraid of the ball in his days as a Decorah Viking baseball player, the way he was of that foul ball right there. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. Fenneman comes set, working out of the stretch with the runner at 3rd and 2 down, and the pitch swinging a foul at the plate. So Sweska stays alive, and this will be at least a 7-pitch at-bat. As Austin Ashbacker hustles and retrieves the foul balls for home plate umpire Jeff Nolte. Another 1-2 to Cole. Swung on, popped up right side, retreating the second baseman Thomas Hansen. He will make the catch to retire the side. Leadoff single, but nothing else. We head to the 6th inning. It is a lead of 7-0 for Decorah. Brett LaRue is in at shortstop now for Decorah. As play starts here in the 6th inning. Daniel Streeter, who has 2 of the 3 hits for North Fayette, will bat against Colin Nimrod to start the 6th. 7-0 Decorah leads it. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Streeter singled left in the 2nd and double to center in the 4th. The only other hit, an infield hit by Hansen. Here's ground ball knocked down that time by Nimrod. He fields to the right of the mound. He'll pick it up and throw to first base to retire Streeter. There's 1 down here in the 6th inning. Decorah 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd inning. Nick Baumler is 0 for 2, grounded to the pitcher in the 1st and reached on an error in the 4th. Vikings have committed 2 errors. That one off the foot of Nimrod. LaRue picks it up, throws to first base, and Baumler retired. 1-6-3. Collin providing the kick save and a beauty. And LaRue there to make the play. Fielding his first varsity chance cleanly. And there's 2 down here in the 6th inning. And Ben Martin will be the batter. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and lined out to Nimrod to end things in the 4th. Pitch swung on a ground ball past Hartman and into right field for a base hit. So Martin will reach and run for himself, and the batter will be Derek Fenneman.
Next, Derek Fenneman.
Fenneman grounded to 3rd in the 2nd, grounded to 2nd in the 5th, and the first pitch a strike. No balls, one strike. He started the game as the DH and is now the pitcher. 0-1, fastball outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. Decorah doubling New Hampton in the hit, or North Fayette Valley in the hit column, 8-4. Pitch goes low. It is 1-2. Got an update from softball. New Hampton scored 5 in the 4th inning, and they are down 7. Decorah now down 7-3 as we head to the 5th. 1-2, ground ball, third base side, stays fair. Carey picks it up, fires a strike over to Hartman. Nice stretch at first base by Chris as well to record the putout. So 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a Decorah lead of 7-0. Austin Ashbacker will lead things off here in the 6th inning. Austin Callahan now playing left field for North Fayette Valley. Alex Callahan now playing first base, and Dylan Baumler is behind the plate as Austin Ashbacker will look at the first one low. 1 ball, no strikes. Austin reached on an error to allow a run to score in the first, hit by a pitch in the second, grounded to third in the third. Pitch swinging a foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got to give credit to Fenneman for slowing down the Viking offense. Also, mainly, you got to give credit to North Fayette Valley for cleaning up their defense. They have not committed an error since that 3rd inning. 5 of the 7 runs Decorah has scored tonight have been unearned. As Austin looks at a strike on the outside edge, it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin playing a day after getting the wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. The 1-2 delivery pitch swung on and missed. A breaking ball low and away. Second strikeout for North Fayette Valley pitching tonight, and there's 1 down here in the 6th. Dustin Carey has a 10-game hitting streak on the line. He reached on an error in the first, flew out to center in the second, and fouled to first in the 4th. Pitch swung on and missed. It's no balls and 1 strike. Fenneman in his 3rd full inning of relief. The pitch swung on and missed. That's a good curveball right there. And it is nothing and 2. Fenneman has only given up 1 run, 3 hits. As the pitch out of the zone. One ball, 2 strikes. The count on Dustin Carey. Class 3A's leader in RBIs. The 1-2 delivery swinging a foul back. So we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ruprecht got the start, 2 1/3, 5 hits. 6 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. 3 hits and 1 run given up by Fenneman through his now 3 complete innings. Next pitch high to Dustin. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. North Fayette heading up to Key High for a doubleheader tomorrow night. Pitch inside corner, strike 3 called. So Fenneman gets his 2nd strikeout. There are 2 down here in the 6th inning. And Sean Truan will get the opportunity to bat now.
Now batting for Decorah.
Truan,
Sean Truan.
2 for 11 with an RBI this season. Jeff Nolte reporting the change and entering into his lineup card. And here we go. This is Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECRadio.net. Darren Swenson, moral support from Elliott Christian tonight as Shawnee takes the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. A 7-0 lead for Decorah. All of the runs came in the first 4 innings. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. Pitch low to Shawnee. 2 balls, no strikes. Colin Nimrod tossing a 4-hit shutout to this point. He's also 3 for 3. 2 runs scored with an RBI at the plate. Brady Dolly has a home run. Jay Covden with a 2 for 3 night with an RBI and a run scored. Chris Hartman also has an RBI for Decorah offensively. Here's ground ball, third base side, charging in is Danker, and the ball goes underneath his glove, and Truan will reach. And Kyle Kane will re-enter for Sean Truan.
Kyle Kane re-enters to run at first and brings up Bretton Meyer.
Runner at first, 2 down, and Brenton Meyer will be the batter. Grounded to third in the first. Reached on an error and scored in the third and walked in the 4th inning. 7-0 Decorah here in the 6th as Meyer swings and flies one into deep left field. Underneath it is Callahan. He will make the catch to retire the side. 1 hit and 1 left. We head to the 7th inning. Vikes will look to close it out next. They lead it by a 7-0 margin. A 7-run lead for Decorah as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 due for North Fayette. Thomas Hansen will start things against Colin Nimrod, who's throwing a 4-hit shutout to this point. Check swing, and Hansen went around. No balls, 1 strike. Hansen grounded to second in the 3rd. And reached on an infield single in the 5th. Decorah with 8 hits and North Fayette with 4. North Fayette with 5 errors and Decorah with 2. Pitch goes low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Decorah trying to win their 7th game in their last 9. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Before going to Charles City on Friday night. We'll bring that home to you at 7:20. We'll have softball before that. So they'll pick up where they left off, and they got suspended on Monday night as the pitch goes low and outside from Colin. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Pitch number 92 from Colin. Check swing. Did he go? Charlie Zahn on the base pass says no. Kyle Kane applies the tag for good measure, but it wasn't allowed. 3 balls, 2 strikes with Austin Callahan in the on-deck circle. And the pitch to Hansen swung on and missed at a curveball, and Colin gets the strikeout. That's his first strikeout since the 2nd inning and his 3rd on the night. Going back to the Osage game a week ago Saturday, Colin has now thrown 18 1/3 innings without giving up an earned run. Austin Callahan batting for the first time in this one. He'll look at a strike from Colin Nimrod. No balls, 1 strike. Callahan batting in the spot that David Jellings was in. Callahan came in and got him defensively in the bottom of the 6th inning. 0-1, curve for a strike, 0-2. Callahan, a sophomore who is 1 for 8 on the season with 1 RBI. 0-2 the count. Fastball outside corner. It hops out of the glove of Kane. He'll pick it up. He'll throw it to first base. Hartman catches there to record the putout. And that's that for the second batter of this frame. So 2 down, nobody on for Trevor Hurd. 7-0 Decorah. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Hurd struck out swinging in the first, grounded to second in the 3rd, and reached on an error in the 5th. Hurd swings and flies one into right field, and Brenton Meyer will have to play that one on a hop 5th hit for North Fayette Valley. As Hurd gets 2-out single to keep the Tiger Hawks alive here in the 7th inning. And the batter will be Phil Clave. He grounded to 3rd in the 1st, grounded to the catcher in the fourth inning and was reached on did reach on a fielder's choice in the fifth. And a pitch outside from Colin Nimrod. 1 ball, no strikes. Colin looking to become the team leader and wins with 4. 1-0 swung on, popped up a mile high. Kyle Kane is under it behind the plate. He backpedals, makes the catch, and that's a Viking victory. Decorah defeats North Fayette by a 7-0 margin. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left for Decorah. No runs, 5 hits, 5 errors, and 9 runners left for North Fayette Valley. Colin Nimrod throws the 5-hit shutout, walking no one and striking out 3. He is now 4-1 on the season. Seth Ruprecht, the losing pitcher, he drops to 0-1. Decorah improves to 9-7 overall, and North Fayette Valley drops to 10-7 overall. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. So without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Viking fans, we know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score, 7-0 Decorah. Tomorrow night, it's Decorah softball against Crestwood. And we'll have it for you about 7:15 tomorrow night. And then Friday night, we'll travel to Charles City. We'll complete the suspended game that the girls had against Charles City. They were trailing 6-1 in the third inning in that ball game, as we will pick that one up beginning at 6 o'clock on Friday night, and we'll have that one for you, and we'll back that one up with baseball on Friday night at 7:20 as well. So, for our entire KDEC sports team, for the moral or immoral support, whichever you prefer, from Elliott Christian, Darren Swenson saying so long from Olin Zach Field. Decorah defeats North Fayette Valley 7-0. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night with softball.